Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing first letter to appear twice. So we're given a string S consisting of lowercase English letters and they want us to return the first letter to appear twice. And they say S will contain at least one letter that appears twice. So we don't need to worry about edge cases or anything where we don't have a letter that appears more than once. So they give us an example down here. So given S equals this string, that we output C because if we look like C is the first one to appear twice here. So basically to check this, we'll start with the brute force solution and then we'll optimize from there. So we'll need to do a nested loop to be able to compare two characters at the same time. So let's start our loop off. So I equals 0, I is less than s dot length, I plus plus. And then, so that's our outer loop, and then we need our inner loop, which is going to, so basically as we loop through here, so we'll loop through A, and then B, and then C, and so on. And as we iterate through, we'll want to check each character to all the characters that we've seen before it to see if we've already had an occurrence of that character. So like, for example, A, there's nothing before A, so we move on. B, check before, and A is different, so we move on. C, everything before is different. C, and then we'll loop through like A, B, C, and then we find C. So then now we know we have a duplicate because these are the same. So then we'll return C. So to do that, let's start our other loop. So J is going to be, we'll start it at 0, and then we'll just loop through until it hits the one right before I. So less than I, J plus plus, and then if these two characters are the same, we'll return it. So and either one of these is fine because they're the same character. Okay, and then if we exit the outer loop, that means we've already checked the entire string. If there's nothing, which won't happen, but just so we don't get an error, we'll just return a blank character. And let's check that. Okay, perfect. So the time is going to be O of n squared, and that is because we have two nested loops here. And we are comparing pretty much every character, like worst case, like let's say we have a string that's like like that, right? So then like all of these are going to be different until the very end of the string here. I guess I should say like that. Then these two are the same. That means we literally had to check like every single character with every other single character up until the very end of the string. So that's going to be like worst case, right? So that's why it's O of n squared for time. And then space is just O of 1 because we don't have any other variables here or any other data structures here. So yeah, space is constant. Okay, now we can optimize this. So basically to optimize, we don't want to have a nested loop because that's terrible runtime. So we can use a set to track all of the characters that we've already seen. So of characters. Okay, so in sets, for those of you who don't know, do not allow duplicates. So if we've already seen a character, we'll add it to the set, and then we can just check if it already exists, and if it doesn't, then we'll add it, you know. So we still need one loop to loop through the string, so okay, and then if the set already contains that character, we will return that character. And if it does not, then we will add that character to the set. So set.add Okay, and then same thing, we'll just return an empty character in case there's nothing. And submit. Perfect. Okay, so the time on this one is just O of n, because we've reduced it to just one for loop now here, where we are just iterating through this string one time. And then our space complexity is going to be O of n as well, because now we've introduced this hash set. And so worst case scenario, just like that one example I gave earlier where we had like the super long string with the two z's at the end, if we need to iterate through the entire string to find it at the end, then our hash set is going to contain every single one of those other characters that we encountered before the very end of the string. So yeah, that's it for this problem. Thanks so much for watching, and if there's any other problems you would like me to do in the future, please drop them in the comments. Thank you.